12 years ago, these two siblings could not afford 3 meals a day. Today, they run one of the fastest growing agro-processing companies in southwest Nigeria. But their story did not begin in an office. It began in a one-room apartment with leaking zinc roofing, with hunger, with rejection, with no connections, with no one to call for help. And the day their father died, everything changed. This is the story of Tunde and Amaka. Tunde was 11 when he first understood what poverty meant. Not the word, but the weight of it. It meant watching his mother divide 1 cup of garri among 4 children.
Here you are.
It meant pretending not to be hungry. It meant missing school because there was no money for fees. His younger sister, Amaka, was 8. Brilliant, curious, always first in class. But brilliance does not pay school fees, and poverty does not reward intelligence. Some mornings, they trekked over 5 kilometers to school. Other days, they stayed home because their names had been written on the blackboard for owing fees. Their classmates laughed. Their teachers pitied them, but pity never changed their situation. Their father was a mechanic, a hard-working man, but illness came suddenly, and in 1 month, hospital bills swallowed everything. When he died, he left no savings, no property, no life insurance, just 4 children and a woman who had never run a business. That day, Tunde stopped being a child. After school, Tunde sold pure water in traffic, under the hot sun, dodging cars, ignoring insults. Amaka helped their mother fry akara at dawn before school. They studied at night using kerosene lamps. Sometimes the kerosene finished. Sometimes hunger made it impossible to concentrate. But they refused to quit, not because they were brave, but because quitting meant returning to nothing. Against all odds, both siblings passed JAMB. But admission letters do not come with tuition. Their mother borrowed money, sold her only gold earrings, joined a local cooperative, and somehow they entered university. Tunde studied agricultural economics. Amaka studied business administration. They didn't choose passion, they chose survival. After graduation, reality hit harder than poverty ever did. They applied for jobs, dozens, then hundreds. No connection, no godfather, no uncle in government. Months passed, savings finished, debt grew. At 27 and 24, they were back in that same one-room apartment with degrees and nothing else. One afternoon, Tunde visited a local farm. He noticed something disturbing. Farmers were losing produce, cassava rotting, tomatoes spoiling. There was abundance, but no processing, no packaging, no branding. And suddenly, something clicked. Nigeria imports what it can produce. Villages produce what they cannot sell. There was a gap, and gaps are opportunities. They had no capital, no investors, no experience, but they had each other. That night, they made a decision. If nobody would hire them, they would hire themselves. They would process cassava into hygienic packaged garri, sell to urban supermarkets, build something real. They shook hands and everything changed. Their first batch failed quality tests. Packaging tore. Customers complained. Money was lost. But quitting was not an option. They adjusted, learned, tried again, and slowly the quality improved. After months of rejection, one supermarket gave them a chance. 20 bags, pay on delivery. They delivered early. Clean packaging, consistent quality. Within 3 weeks, the supermarket ordered again. Then another branch called. Then another. Momentum began. From one grinding machine to a small warehouse to a processing plant. from 2 employees to 10, to 50, to 300. They secured a bank facility, invested in modern equipment, registered properly, paid taxes, built systems. They were no longer surviving, they were building. Today, they sponsor 120 students annually. They built a borehole in their village. They renovated their old primary school. And every year they return home, not as victims of poverty, but as proof that poverty is not a life sentence. 2 siblings, 1 decision, 0 excuses, and a business that changed everything.